Theodosius has decided that enough is enough. His dynasty, House Angelos, have been chipping away at the Holy Roman Empire for centuries. It is now time to formally dismantle them. The Holy Roman Empire have been struggling for decades, and they are now desperately clinging on to the few remaining lands that they have. They are already defending in a war against Theodosius' vassal for the entire Kingdom of France. They've moved their capital to Northern Africa as Europe is no longer safe for them. And soon, Theodosius is going to land the killing blow. With House Angelos mending the Great Schism and dismantling the papacy, most remaining rulers in Europe are now Orthodox. This has created a unique nuance to the struggle for Iberia, where Theodosius and the Byzantine Empire may need to get involved, as it's no longer Muslim versus Catholic, but Muslim versus Orthodox. Theodosius has also taken it upon himself to visit all of the Orthodox holy sites, as he prays for guidance the closer he gets to fulfilling House Angelos' dream of restoring the Roman Empire. It is the year 1038 and we are back. The big revelation that I had after reading through the comments of the last video is that Lotharingia does not have to be formed in order for us to do a holy war against it. We can do a holy war for kingdom even though the title has not been formed. I don't know how I missed this. I must have looked through this list, didn't see it, and assumed it had to be formed, but it's not the case. Once this truce is up, we will be going to war for this kingdom, which will enable us to take the decision today to dismantle the German Pretenders and destroy the Holy Roman Empire. Meanwhile, the King of Germany is still in our prison, so once the truce we have with him times out, we'll be revoking all of his titles and sorting out some of these lands over here. At the same time, Normandy is doing very well in their holy war against the HRE for the entire Kingdom of France. This would be amazing. Once we take Lotharingia and they take France, the Holy Roman Empire will then be destroyed and it'll start to split into its individual remaining kingdoms and duchy titles. That's the situation on the western front of the empire. That's where our focus is going to be. Once our truce is up, the Holy Roman Empire will be no more. To the north then, we have Galicia, Volhynia and Great Moravia here that are both still independent. Also, unfortunately, too big for us to do a forced vassalization war of, but we'll find a way to get those eventually. Other than that, the Empire of Scandinavia and the Kingdom of Novgorod are holding together quite a few lands here, but if they break apart, I think our vassals will start to steamroll some of these lands for us. To the east then, Jazeera is going to war with Mesopotamia for some of these lands here. They are continuing to move across. Our recently created Kingdom of Daylum here is in an interesting position. Most of the counties here are actually still Ashari. We could have to deal with a revolt there relatively soon. To the south, our vassals are also continuing their expansion. There's a lot more easy targets here for them to go for, and at the same time, the King of Arabia here is in a holy war for the Kingdom of Yemen. He will be grabbing almost all of the remaining lands we need for the de jure part of the Empire of Arabia that we just recently formed. Now, I was able to evangelize the realm once from the last time we finished a legend. That has converted some of the lands over here in Daylum. Not all of them, though. It may still trigger a revolt, but it might slow it down at the very least. Now, we've educated our first son, Augustus, here. He is now 10 years old with a university education. We are also going to do this with our second eldest son, Julius, here as well. There's 21 months left on our truce with the Holy Roman Empire, so in the meantime, we're going to continue our goal of visiting all of the holy sites our religion has. We've done Antioch and Jerusalem. Up next is Alexandria. Also a decent time to get out of the empire itself, as Byzantine fire is now spreading dangerously close to the capital. If it's still here when we get back, we're going to be secluding ourselves. We have arrived in Alexandria. Hopefully we can actually get a higher level of piousness achieved with this one. It did take us over the threshold for another learning lifestyle perk. We're going to start with restraint here, head straight down to know thyself, just so we can get that early and then actually focus on things that will help us. That is the pilgrimage to Alexandria finished. We will head back home now. I think the plague is still around. It is. Hasn't spread to the capital just yet, however, so maybe we'll be okay. Now we've returned home from Alexandria. I'm going to host a quick little triumph here. Why not let the people see their emperor? We'll head over to the Hippodrome, of course, and we will not do a public punishment of prisoners. but I will happily do a distribution of the spoils of war to the people. We now have 14,000 influence, which is pretty ridiculous. I do like sitting on this just so that I'm never stuck. If I really want to get somebody into a position of power, we always have more than enough to get them into first place. But realistically, it's kind of insane where we're at the moment. I could likely go around in some of these kingdoms and whatnot, make sure that we had House Angelos in control. I'm not going to overly obsess over it though, considering we are already at a familial strength of 4.3 thousand, so I think we're okay. Now we have another learning perk. These are coming in ridiculously quickly thanks to our 54 learning, so we're going to take Know Thyself for now. I think I'll stay in this tree for a little bit, maybe try and take Wash Your Hands and Iron Constitution, possibly Healthy as well, just try and make us super healthy so nothing takes us out of nowhere, and then we'll possibly rotate into something else that makes more sense as well. Still have 18 months before our truce with the HRE is up, so we may as well go on our final pilgrimage, this time to the Vatican itself. Despite traveling all the way from Constantinople to the Vatican itself, there is zero danger on this trip. That is how well organized this realm is. Now, we took part in a friendly duel on our way to the Vatican here, and inadvertently ended up picking up Aspiring Blade Master. This was a super low chance. It was just supposed to give us maybe 1 prowess, but we're picking up another trait here, giving us another +3 prowess, as well as even more disease resistance. Oh, what is this? We're on our way to the Vatican and war has been declared on us. A northerner conquest. Amazing. Rally the troops. We're not even going to stop our pilgrimage. We can manage things from here. So they're actually going for lands up in the Kingdom of White Rus. That's fine. We'll raise our men here and see where they show up. Look at this. Another cadet branch of House Angelos. Angelos Providia now. Anyway, we dealt with the small army that was here in White Rus, but because we hold so many lands in Scandinavia now, even though the Northerners are raising themselves over here and would normally get boats over to our land, because we now border them, they're just sieging right next to us. We're going to send the army over here and deal with them on their front doorstep. Now, we've also arrived in the Vatican with our unique band of friends here. We have an Orthodox Nubian, an Orthodox Greek, an Orthodox French, and a Satru Swedish man with us. Another cadet branch, Angelos Jabul now. The Angelos dynasty now contains the original Angelos house itself, as well as 6 other cadet branches. Now, even though we're in the learning tree, because we've been picking up so much XP in our pilgrimage travels, we've actually gained a martial perks. We may as well take Bellum Justum. Roma, it has been an honor. That is our final pilgrimage to the Orthodox holy sites completed. Once we arrive home, we can officially say that Theodosius IV is the first ever emperor to visit all of the Orthodox-controlled holy sites. We have finally finished off the remainder of the Northerner conquest. We can enforce our demands here. Thank you very much. Please leave us alone. The sooner we get Sweden and Scandinavia, the better, so that stops happening. Now, what I also want to do is take some lands off of the King of Arabia here. He essentially holds all of the lands inside of the empire, and the last thing I want is some future King of Arabia deciding that he should hold the empire title himself. So what I'm going to do is revoke some vassals off of him and essentially try and create some other kingdoms within this empire, so it's not all just consolidated under one man. Now we have another daughter born into our family, Martha here, another genius. You'll love to see it. Our wife wants to name the daughter after herself. That's a lovely idea. Why not? Now, it's not perfect, but at least when we look at Arabia now, the Kingdom of Arabia is still far and away the strongest power down here, but at least we have another kingdom over here inside of Yemen, which should at least help the balance of power over here in this region. Now, the Holy Roman Empire has a new emperor who is craven, zealous, and shy. Not exactly traits you want to see in your emperor when you have an empire that's dealing with all of this. Normandy is 95% of the way through in their war for the Kingdom of France. I'm going to give them just a little bit longer to see if they can finish this, and once they finish it, we will then start our war for Lotharingia. Look at this. Normandy have actually pulled it off. A Kingdom Tier War 1 against the HRE for France. What's so incredible about this is that they started as just a county or two up here, one of the few that we randomly inherited inside of the Holy Roman Empire after we took Sicily and Italy, and some of those lands under those kingdoms were just strangely held up here as well. They then expanded out, picked up the entire theme of Normandy itself, and then took the fight to the HRE for the entire kingdom. This now also means it's time for our holy war for the Kingdom of Lothringia, taking all the titles we need to destroy the Holy Roman Empire. We're going to raise our entire army here right next to the HRE's army. They don't care at all. They're busy sieging, but as soon as we're all raised, we're going to be going in and starting this war off with a battle. Now, while my men are raising, I do have the ability to usurp some of the actual duchies inside of France that Normandy just took. I'm going to usurp these now in case we get blocked from taking them later. We'll grab these and then we'll hand them off in the new lands. Obviously, we can't do France yet because he's still in that war. Now, the men are all raised. In we go. The HRE realize they're in trouble here. That's a shame. It's not going to be a 100% battle, though. Their ruler is not leading troops, which is unsurprising considering that he is craven. But that's 50% off the bat, and now we get down to sieging. It's time for another dynasty legacy. Now, we said previously we were going to be sticking in blood. I think we will. Convergent blood gives another 30% chance of reinforcing congenital traits, so absolutely please, thank you very much. There was a time not that long ago where I was happy just to be able to field my army and remain in the positive. Now we have an army of 25,000 men on the field and we're still making 240 gold a month. Oh, we've gained the trait ill. That's okay though, it's not a plague, but having said that, I've seen emperors taken out with less. We have actually progressed down the learning tree though. We have Wash Your Hands and Iron Constitution, so surely we'll be okay, but I don't want to jinx it. Our truce is also finally up with King Falmar, the German king who's been in our prison. We can now officially revoke all of his titles and hand them out accordingly. Now, the carpet sieging is going beautifully. I think we've already decimated the entire army of the HRE, and just like that, Lothringia is ours. We will enforce our demands here, grab all of these lands, so be it, and disband all, and the Holy Roman Empire is now officially on its last legs. That means it is now time to dismantle the German Pretenders. Retaking the Italian peninsula and the Gallic border will allow us to be in a position strong enough to challenge the German Pretenders who are wrongfully claiming imperial dignity. War to the Pretenders. For too long, we have tolerated the barbarous pretenders in the north, draping themselves with undeserved imperial dignity. Rome is firmly under the control of the true empire, and the pathetic federation of German warlords that once sought to rule the west have been pushed beyond the Rhine, in the savage forest wherein it belongs. It's time to teach these barbarians their final lesson, and strip them of their false empire once and for all. So I didn't actually know this was going to start a war immediately. We have technically broken the truce. Not a big deal though, not a big deal. And we're now going to start another war against Emperor Gilheim here with the Dismantle Pretender Cassius Belli. That's fine, we can deal with that. Let me just first actually sort out all these lands I just took off you. Now, we do also have a faction of Bedouin Ashari that may trigger soon. I'm going to assume this is the land over in Dalem. Yes, it is. So they are still there, and they still might trigger. Shouldn't be a problem putting them down. They've actually managed to convert even more of the land since I've been here last. I believe the king is on Convert Faith anyway. He isn't. Please get on that straight away, my friend. This may go away if we can convert it quickly. If it does fire though, it should be fine. We have more than enough troops to deal with this. Meanwhile, this is what is left of the once glorious HRE. They are defending in a holy war for the Kingdom of Frisia, the Duchy of Brittany, Northerner Conquest, and a holy war for the Kingdom of Tehirt. Meanwhile, we are attacking them in the Imperial War of Legitimacy. When we win this war, the Holy Roman Empire is destroyed, and all de jure Holy Roman vassal titles become de jure part of the Roman Empire instead. Thank you very much. Honestly, I don't even really expect to encounter a Holy Roman army here, so we're just going to carpet siege everything down once again. Now, it looks like the army of the Holy Roman Empire is down near their capital in Northern Africa. We may push down there and go for a battle once we finish our sieges over here, but we should be able to carpet siege all of this, and then we can head over if we're not already at 100%, or if they don't come to us when they realize that they're losing. What a day this is, though. Bit by bit, we have chipped away at the Holy Roman Roman Empire. They were very scary in the beginning. They were a conqueror. They held the lands we needed in Northern Africa, as well as Italy, obviously. We worked a way to take those lands. We then mended the Great Schism and then dismantled the papacy. And now we are dismantling the Holy Roman Empire itself. The Byzantine Empire is the one true empire that's going to dominate Europe as well as the Middle East at this rate. And when we become the Roman Empire, there will be nobody to challenge us. Except for Mongolia, maybe. They are looking scarier every day, and our lands are getting dangerously close to them with our expansion. Oh my word, I didn't even realize it. There was another army up here of Viking adventurers that were attacking my men from behind. I think they're doing a conquest for Brittany. I'd probably rather kick them out as well, to be honest, so let's deal with these. Another fascination's been discovered. Communal government. I don't actually think that was our focus. We might have just picked it up accidentally. Oh no, that was our focus. Yep, that was a development one. Still not 1050. We're getting close though. We can probably sneak in one more focus. I think household soldiers realistically for the extra men at arms and max number men at arms. I thought we'd need this a lot sooner, but then our army just got ridiculously strong. But may as well, just in case the Mongols get any ideas. We have another learning perk here. I'm going to pick up this one so that our wards can get additional skills, as well as becoming our friends. Very useful for the actual children that we are guardians of, which is our own male heirs. Great to be friends with them, as well as letting them pick up some extra skills as well. We are at 90% with our war with the HRE, as well as about 12 or 13 concurrent sieges at the moment, so we should get to 100% in no time. I was going to send men down here. The truth is, though, their army could just disappear. We could probably siege their capital and maybe capture somebody, but just in case we're already at 90%, we're going to just keep the sieging going. And there it is. With the siege of Perigord, we are at 100%. Let us enforce our demands. The Franks passed the Rhine. It is done. Our great campaign has broken the so-called Holy Roman Empire beyond repair. King Gulheim has been utterly humiliated and stripped of all imperial dignity. He has no longer the authority or resources to unite the barbarous tribes of Germany under a single banner. And good riddance. And there it is. The Holy Roman Empire is no more. It's actually the Kingdom of Tahir that has mainly picked up the titles that it's broken into, because that is what the previous emperor now holds, thanks to the Holy Roman Empire's expansion into North Africa. So Tahir holds lots of the smaller pieces of land that broke apart. Burgundy has also gained its independence, holding a ton of land in Northern Africa, as well as Burgundy itself. Brittany is now also independent, as well as Denmark. So what this means for us is we can now click Restore the Roman Empire whenever we want. I mean, not right now, because we lost a level of fame, because I didn't know a war was going to start and we broke the truce, but we'll get back to Legendary Figure, no problem. The one empire I would like to hold before forming it is definitely Hispania. I would like to get Hispania so that when we restore the Roman Empire, Hispania is also included within this. We're also very close to the Baltic Empire, just 2 counties. If we could grab West Slavia as well, that would be amazing, but less of a focus really. I don't necessarily think we need to go for Maghreb, but we always could if we thought that would be worth it. We will hold the Arabian Empire inside of it as well. So we've already expanded Rome out further, much further than its original even borders. But I would like to pick up Hispania as well. Then I think we'd actually restore Rome, so we get to actually have a few episodes as the Roman Empire. And then I think as Romans, possibly try and take Britannia, similarly to how they did, but this time ideally successful, as well as maybe even Scandinavia. Because ultimately, the longer we wait to restore the Roman Empire, the easier it will be when we actually create it, because all of these empires that we already hold will be de jure part of the land. But I don't want to click Restore the Roman Empire and then not play again. I think if we take Hispania and maybe some of these lands over here and grab some of these empires as well, and then play as Rome in their conquest of Britannia, that I think would be interesting, because then we'll actually see ourselves playing as the Roman Empire as opposed to just creating it and then the series ends. But we'll see what happens from there. And of course, let me know what you think. I know there's lots of people who want me to continue forever and do a world conquest. Others want me to actually step down and play as a character inside of the realm, like House Scleros, and try and take down House Angelos. But I'm kind of open to it. But in my mind, I'd like to take Hispania, form the Roman Empire, and then go for Britannia and expand out from there. As part of taking back the land we need from the Holy Roman Empire, though, we are going to need some claims. Let us get some legends going, please. I'm going to want to reassert the Holy Mission a bunch of times here to pick up Burgundy, to here, Brittany. And then if we can just sort of break them out from being kingdoms, should make it a lot easier to pick up the individual duchies and whatnot from there as well. While we work away on the legends to get some holy wars to take down Burgundy and Tahir, I do want to focus a bit more on some of the messy land we have in the middle here. So once Tahir and whatnot breaks apart, this I expect will just become duchies and whatnot, and we can clean it up rather easily. I do ultimately want to form the Empire of West Slavia. We need 63, we only have 32. A big majority of this land is in Galicia, Volhynia as well. So I think I will just start to do some de jure duchy wars, since forced vassalization won't work as he is too big. We're going to start off by taking the biggest duchy that we can find, which I believe is this one. It should be a relatively easy war, and just try and sort all of this out. Something else I'd like to do is reward Normandy for their success in taking back France from the Holy Roman Empire. Now, the unfortunate thing is, since she picked up so much lands that I wanted to sort of make sure were evenly distributed, I had to revoke some titles off her. Now, she accepted them and still loves us, but is technically our rival. If we could remove her being a rival, I would happily give her the Kingdom of France as a reward for all of her efforts. I'm going to sway her and see if we can get the ability to remove this. Now, we've also had the ability to create the Kingdom of Mesopotamia over here. Most of it is held by Jazeera and Arabia. I'm going to retract some vassals off of them as well. You know me, I'm all about that balance of power. Meanwhile, in Galicia, Volhynia, I am carpet sieging with one half of my army, the lands we need, while I'm hoping that the army we have over here sieging down the capital can maybe grab somebody of interest. Augustus comes of age, 16 years old, traveller, genius, pilgrim, born in the purple, consecrated blood, logistician, brilliant strategist, rowdy, fickle, calm, and arbitrary. We will take that. We will take that. He doesn't quite look the way we did at 16, but he is still pretty decent. Now, we finally found Galicia Volhynia's army here. Hopefully this will get us to 100%. We are sieging down the titles we need as well. Is it going to be enough? No, 83%. Fair enough. Back to sieging, men. Jihad for Navarra. Excuse me, the vile Caliph Fatim has called a jihad against the innocent people of Navarra. We must rally against the ruthless horde of fanatics under his command if we wish to survive. I was not expecting this. Oh, Navarra's Orthodox. I didn't know this. We are absolutely going to pledge ourselves in defense here of Navarra. I did not know they were Orthodox. That's incredible. All right, boys, time to wrap up this war as soon as we have other wars to go to. Jesus, look at Europe. Everybody is mobilizing. This is incredible. Oh my god, I completely forgot that like, even England is Orthodox. I keep forgetting that I dismantled the papacy, so almost everybody is Orthodox. I mean, so far it looks like they're going to be okay with 101,000 men versus 4,000. I did not even realize this. While I was busy with Galicia Volhynia, the Kingdom of Bohemia here actually took Greater Moravia. It's now ours. That's fine, we'll deal with this for now. Everything is happening here. There's so much troops on my screen. There we go, finally. That is the duchy we wanted off Galicia Volhynia. Ours, thank you very much for that. We're going to hand all this away. Now, rather than dragging my men all the way across Europe to help out here, although I don't even think they're going to be needed, to be honest. There's already more than enough men here to deal with the defense. Looks like some of them are retreating, though, but I'm not sure who beat them, because I don't see a hostile army. Either way, rather than dragging my men across and dealing with them actually just getting out of supply, I'm going to re-raise them over here, and then we'll go on the offensive and try and actually take this capital over here. Malachite of, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. We have another son here, and my wife is suggesting we name him Theodosius. He is also comely and intelligent. A lovely idea. Theodosius it is. I also quite like the way that this son is going to be quite a bit younger by the time we actually get up there in age. Let me pin you so I don't forget about you as well. And then we're also going to educate you and send to university. Absolutely. Meanwhile, I'm going to take Scholar for the Cultural Fascination Progress plus 20%. And then I think it's time to rotate out of the learning lifestyle. There's not much else here that's going to be incredible for us. We certainly don't need gold in stewardship. I may rotate back into diplomacy and actually try and pick up flexible truces here. Shorter truces and no prestige penalty for breaking them. It's going to be very nice in speeding us up. Meanwhile, our legend has just been upgraded to level 3, so in 3 years we can complete another legend and reassert the holy mission once again. Hopefully by then the Jihad is dealt with and we can take back either Tahir or maybe even Burgundy as well. We can also now usurp the Kingdom of Sweden, which we will happily do. Thank you very much. The vassals have been going crazy up over here. Let's clear this title succession law, please. Thank you. Now, our armies aren't even at full strength, but to be honest, I don't even think they need to be. We are going to head in and immediately try and win some battles over here and put an end to this Jihad for Navarra. I honestly did not think when we started this series that Orthodox would spread so far to the point whereby we'd be involved in jihads in Spain because Spanish kings would be Orthodox. Now, this army here is actually being led by their ruler. I have an army of 22,000 coming in to meet them. This would be incredible if we could capture him. Okay, we didn't capture the leader, but it was a nice battle all the same, taking us up to 56%. So I was looking at all these tiles here that were already sieged down, and I couldn't counter-siege them, I was confused. Turns out Navarra is not only defending against the Jihad, but also a liberty war from one of his dukes. Now, the duke is also Orthodox, which is fine. I could potentially try and arrange a marriage here, maybe try and actually get an alliance and then help him out in the Liberty War, just to try and keep a strong Orthodox king in the region, although he is a murderer and a kinslayer. Yeah, you know what, maybe not, maybe we'll just see how this plays out. My vassals are also already going to work on Burgundy down here, what's left of the Holy Roman Empire in Northern Africa, which is great to see. Look at the irony of this. Poor Navarra is fighting against a liberty faction in his own lands, surrounded by thousands of men, and the AI are like trying to go in to help him, but then realize that they can't. Oh, amazing, burying the hatchet. We are able to stop being rivals with the actual Duchess of Normandy. Absolutely, let's stop becoming rivals, and I am also going to grant you, as a reward, the appointment of the Despotate of France. You deserve it. Meanwhile, in terms of the Jihad, well, the AI are up north doing God knows what. We are actually moving in, trying to get some work done here, sieging down the attacker and trying to finish out this war. Oh, of course. The man who was fighting in an independence faction has now started a heresy. What is this? Priscillianism? Well, we're certainly not going to convert to this. Absolutely not. But it is rather interesting that, of course, an Armeno-Greek has formed, that, of course, inside of Navarra, the man who is going for his independence is also now the man who is embracing a heresy. But the good news is, at the very least, that we are at 100% with this Jihad. It should end very, very soon. There we go. And that is the first holy war, well, great holy war, called against an Orthodox ruler, and it has been a successful defense. Oh, and Tahir's capital is now over here. How far did my vassals go? Oh, they've taken a lot of it. They have taken a lot of it. I even think Burgundy has actually moved in against Tahir as well, which is great to see. Oh, and look at this. Another empire can be created. The Baltic Empire. Absolutely. Let's create this. That is another de jure empire that will be part of the Roman Empire when it is formed. Our vassals are expanding so rapidly now in so many directions. It was crazy before, but this time, every time I check notifications up here, I can form kingdoms, I can usurp things. It's getting out of hand. Look at this. They picked up Brittany by themselves as well. The Byzantine Empire is now, without a doubt, the most dominant force in the western part of the map here. Mongolia is the only other challenger that we have, and that could be an interesting war to see. But realistically, we could easily take all of this land here. Everything essentially west of our easternmost border is ours for the taking. Like I said, I am definitely going to go for all of Iberia as well as the rest of Tahir. Try and grab these other empires over here. Then I think we'll form the Roman Empire, do some expansion, try and pick up the Empire of Britannia, and then as the Romans, possibly even take on the Mongols. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Really hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you did. Big shout out as always to our channel members helping to support the channel, and a special shout out to our Emperor's Hands, Faustbread, Spencer Roberts, and Batch Plays. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video.